Hey guys, it's been a while since I came on and talked to you guys. I've been posting a lot of stuff, pictures and mostly lately, but I wanted to come on and share with you something that I read today. Today for a social media day, I read this article on huglondon.com, and it was basically the top 10 do's and don'ts of using social media. Now, I've actually done some of the don'ts, but let me explain. So, one of them is do set clear goals and objectives. So, clearly, I'm going to put my site as an example. I have created my social media 365 National Holiday Challenge with the intent of actually celebrating every day, and my goal was to celebrate every day. My more detailed goal was actually to celebrate all the holidays listed on the National Day Calendar site, but due to quarantine and due to other things, life itself, maybe, I haven't been able to celebrate all of them. Something's got to give. I've actually celebrated other ones that they haven't posted on their site, but as long as you have clear goals and objectives. So up to now, I've celebrated every day. Even when my grandma landed on the hospital the first day, I think that specific day was like World Prayer Day. So I put a post of World Prayer Day, and I kind of came on there and let you guys know what I was going through, and then I just made up those other holidays in post. So clearly my objective has been concrete up to now. Another do is analyze and track activity. So one of the things that I've been doing since the first month is I've been tracking how many things I post and how many followers I get on a monthly basis. I wrote a post for Logistics Day the other day, and it mentioned that I've been keeping track of all of the things because it helps me know whether or not my channel is growing or if there's some things that I need to change. Another do is keep branding consistent. So I have 3 platforms right now where I celebrate 365 National Holidays Challenge. I have Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Before I created my channels, I made sure that name was not being occupied, and I made sure that I could create that name in all 3 platforms. It came to a moment where I was searching for a name and it existed on one platform and not the other. I wanted my my brand, I guess you could say, to be consistent, so I created the same name and I posted it with the same photo on all platforms. So when someone goes looking for me, they know it's the same name, and it has the same image, so I can keep everything consistent. I do not post anything different on one than the other. And I'll get more in detail. So sharing valuable content. So I've made it a point to share information regarding a certain holiday, and I've caught myself sometimes posting something that I could have probably lived without just to keep a quote, and I've realized that those posts don't really get the traction that I want, and so I've kind of like retracted myself from posting it, because I'm like, well, if it's not really gonna make a difference, or if I'm not putting any information out there that my community can read and actually learn from, then it's a useless post. If I'm not partaking in actually celebrating it, if I'm not partaking in an actual donation that actually contributes to something, then the post is really not worth it. And I've caught myself doing that sometimes. It says, do keep your messaging consistent. In all my platforms, you'll see that if you reach me on Facebook or if you see my YouTube page, you'll see that all of my information is technically the same. Everything I post is pretty much just a copy paste from one social media to another. So everything that's on Instagram is pretty much copy pasted onto Facebook. The only thing is that since Facebook is not like Instagram that allows pictures and videos to be posted at the same time, what I've had to resolve to in Facebook is post all the pictures and then in the comment box follow up with the videos if I think it was like really necessary. And then on YouTube, you only see video content there. So on YouTube usually misses a lot of the holidays. Actually, it usually tends to become once every week, just because I don't do a lot of video content because I don't find the time to do full-time work and the holidays like every day. So that is kind of like the difference. But then again, it's a different platform. So now we're gonna go into the don'ts. Don't overdo it. So they say that posting too often is just as harmful as not posting enough. And this goes back to the post that I had mentioned when I post stuff just to celebrate the holiday, but it really has no valuable context. Research study they did was a combination of 14 different industries. Studies have produced that post frequency recommendations up to 1 post per day on Facebook and up to 1 to 2 posts per day on Instagram. That is like the most acceptable frequency post. Clearly, I've been doing a lot more than that on some days. So I would say as a holiday celebrator that I try to celebrate as many holidays. I mean, as long as they're informative and I'm accomplishing celebrating it specifically, I think about 3 to 4 posts is good, is fine. But again, it has to have context. If it's just like a picture and you're saying, oh, happy this day with no really context, like for me, I don't think that is valued. I know that a lot of my holiday friend goers, they celebrate once a day. That's like actually really good because that way they're consistent, celebrating one holiday a day. Unfortunately, I made myself go through this goal where I celebrate multiple holidays a day, but that's because I'm crazy. So another don't is don't use engagement bait tactics. I've also fallen into this. So what that means is don't be like, oh, comment and receive this. I mean, I've never posted comment and receive money, but I have commented comment and receive a holiday package. So the reason why I did that is not to get more followers on my social media platforms. I did it because I want people to join in on festivities. I want people to join in on celebrating holidays. And that was my main reason. And yes, it did come out of my own pocket, but I did want people to like join in and do it. And yes, I did it. And I also had another post that I shared on my personal Facebook, and I shared a post on my holidays, and I did put, if you aren't following me yet, you might want to, because so. So yes, I have used this tactic. Didn't really gain the traction I wanted to. So at the end, if it's not really doing what you think you're winning with doing it, just don't do it. Another don't is don't use all social media platforms just for the sake of it. So I knew that I wanted to use Instagram. I already had a Facebook. So technically what I did was I created a Facebook page linked to my personal account that would announce to my already current friends and family that I started this challenge. In Instagram, I did create a brand new page, and then I created a YouTube channel that was linked to a Gmail address because eventually I wanted this project, or I still want this project, to become bigger than what it is. So what I did was I created a brand new, a brand new Gmail account that allowed me to create my brand new, my YouTube page for the channel. And so A lot of research went in on this prior to starting the channel. That went with the whole branding, keep the branding consistent. Like, I did my research, made sure that the email address, that the name itself wasn't taken on any of those platforms. I kind of like stayed away from Twitter. I'm not into tweeting. I stayed away from a very popular social media tactic now, which is the video one. Doesn't come to my mind yet, but everybody's using it. Kind of stayed away from that. I wanted to just keep basic. I think it's enough that if I post it in 2 different social media platforms and I have video content on the YouTube page, so I kept it at that. And then the last don't get hung up on the numbers. So one of the things I tell my sister all the time, that she wanted to be a food blogger. She has a food blog, and if you pay attention to the numbers, you're gonna go insane. I've seen an increase in my numbers more so on the Instagram versus on the Facebook, and especially on the YouTube. I'm lagging on the YouTube. I try not to think about that. I try to think mostly and concentrate on the content I'm providing, and then eventually the numbers will catch up. A lot of things are happening this year, especially this year. I mean, we've had, a pandemic, we've had protests, we've had a lot of things going on that also affect our personal lives. I've had holiday celebrator friends in my social media platforms that I met doing this, that unfortunately have fallen off from celebrating every day. Life happens. So, and with that said, you're not gonna get the numbers you want immediately. You need to take your time. People will come eventually. The more you post, the more they'll hear about you, and that's it. So those are the do's and don'ts of social media as per the site. Sorry. No, I'm not sick. It's just I've been talking a lot. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Again, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube. 365 National Holidays Challenge. And as you know, now you can also send me an email at 365nationalholidaychallenge@gmail.com.